Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tips and Tea Tuesday.
Good morning, Queen. Happy Tips and Tea Tuesday. How are you this fine Tuesday morning?
I'm awake. I'm alive.
You
I'm
awake
good.
and you alive? Hey, that's all that matters. We made it to see another day. Blessed to see this wonderful and amazing Tuesday.
Yes, definitely. Thanking God for another beautiful day. So, dear God, I'm here. I am
Yes,
here.
honey. Dear God, I'm here. We made
Yes,
it. We made it.
yes. Good
How's the
morning,
weather out
Ugly. And
there?
hubby's in the chat. Good
Oh, I'm sorry.
morning.
What'd you say, Queen?
I was saying good morning to Mr. Shabazz. He dropped a good morning in the chat.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning, King. Happy Tips and Tea Tuesday.
Yes, happy Tips and Tea Tuesday. Trying to get myself together over here.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you already drop these in the
Yes,
group
ma'am. I
chat?
dropped them in the chat.
Okay,
Let me make sure I
perfect,
didn't
perfect.
miss
See,
anybody.
we already on it.
Trying to, Queen, trying to. Let me see here. Got credit cartel, links only, heavy impact.
Hey, Queen, how was your night?
It was decent. It was decent. No complaints. No complaints. I stayed up a little bit, too past my bedtime, but I'm doing better. I didn't stay up as late as I had been staying up, so that's a win.
Oh, it is a win. Yes, it is.
Yes. How about you, Queen?
I was up watching movies with my daughter. Like I finished my day early yesterday, so
Did you?
I was surprised because lately my days have been going to about 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. But
Hmm.
yesterday, wrapped everything up by like 7:30. So it wasn't too late of a day. So ate some dinner, jumped on the couch, watched a couple movies with the daughter.
Hmm.
We did a throwback movie and just was sitting there chilling. Fell asleep a couple times, woke up pretending like I was still awake during the movie.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Family time is always good time, and then spending time with your daughter. But look, shout out to you, Queen, because somebody been booked and busy.
you know, I pray God continue to keep blessing us with these opportunities. So
Yes,
he keep
yes,
helping people.
ma'am. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Yep. So it's
You
that
ready?
time of year, just
What you
putting it
say?
out there. It's that time of year putting it out there for people to, if you haven't been looking at what's been going on in your finances and your personal
Mhm.
life, you want to start a business, we're here to help.
Yes,
I'm on
yes,
over.
we are.
I'm on over. We're gonna help
Come
you
on
get on
over.
track for 2026.
Yes, ma'am. Perfect time to get it in, closing out the end of 2025, going into 26. And no better way than to start a business or, do something different. Live your best life. Get those dreams in line and start living them.
Absolutely.
You about ready to kick things off? We gave everybody a few minutes. It's 9:06 by my clock.
Yes, Queen, let's go.
All right, all right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in for another wonderful episode of Tips and Tea Tuesday, Tips and Tea Live. We definitely want you to grab your journals today, grab your tea, because today we are talking freedom, flexibility, and living on your own terms.
Yes, and listen, today is extra special because we're going to dive into the digital nomad lifestyle, something I'm living right now, and something my sis, Miss Queen's a teacher over there, is preparing to step into herself.
Yes, Queen, definitely. I am definitely looking forward to that. I'm putting steps in or things in place so I can live that digital nomad lifestyle. It's all about having a plan and executing it. So, yes, I'm definitely excited and looking forward to that. And super excited to talk about today's episode because that digital nomad lifestyle is getting, more frequent. People are working from home and running businesses from home, and it's starting to become the new norm.
It is, and it varies from person to person, but if it's been on your heart for a while to maybe explore that, why not? When are you going to do it? That's the question. It's not, it's, if anything, is why aren't you doing it? If it's been on your mind and on your heart for a while. So definitely, just want to put it out there. It is possible. I didn't think this was something that we were going to be doing this early on in our life. I thought this was something in retirement, honestly, where we were going to be living in a different country. But you know, it's just putting action behind the thought, and putting faith in it that God gonna carry you through. So definitely want to say, oh, we got some more people in the chat. Good morning, Kier. Good morning, Yolanda. Welcome in
Yes.
live.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tips and Tea Tuesday, everyone. Happy Blessed Tuesday.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, just jumping back into it. So for those who don't know, I am reporting live from Cancun, living my best laptop passport life.
Love it, Queen. Your best laptop passport life. Yes. And I'm reporting live from West Virginia, by choice, stacking my paper, growing my Nove business, and getting everything aligned before I hop on somebody's beach myself, okay? Because it is in the making.
Yeah, definitely, Queen. Because what they say, period.
Period, boo. Yes, honey.
Yes, because freedom is definitely strategy, and people don't really think of it like that. You think freedom, oh, I'm breaking free. No, I don't have nothing else on me. I'm just living out here living. That's still a strategy too. To want to have that freedom, that's still a strategy.
Yes, ma'am. Coming up with a plan and executing it, that's something that you have to do, be organized, be strategic about what you're doing. And sometimes you have to put yourself in situations where you are trying to be more disciplined, trying to do things so that way later on you can enjoy it. So that's the point that I'm at now. I'm in a situation where I am working towards that digital nomad lifestyle. I had to take a step back and do some things differently, but I'm doing those things differently in order to put me in position to be able to live the digital nomad lifestyle.
Yes, yes. And for those who are like, what is a digital nomad? Basically, it's just a person or people who are able to live and travel anywhere because their income is not tied to a specific physical location, right? So instead of needing to show up in the office every day, you basically can work from anywhere. It can be another country, a beach, a hotel, an Airbnb, coffee shop, and this is not something that's new. Like this has literally been going on for a couple decades. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Where people have been traveling all over the country, different countries, internationally, and been working from their phones, their laptops, right? So as long as you have like a laptop, a phone, a reliable internet connection, or a portable income stream, you can be a digital nomad, make money from anywhere.
Yes, definitely. And it doesn't even have to be actually tied to a Wi-Fi connection because there are some people that do seasonal work and they travel so they can see
Mhm.
different parts of the country. So there's different options out there, different ways to do it, but it is starting to become a more popular lifestyle because I mean, the way rent is going up and the way things are, some people want to travel. Some people are living in RVs. Some people are doing van life, just different things and moving around, putting in different locations, not actually, being tied down to one area. So
Mhm.
the options are there. The options are endless. You just have to think about it, be strategic, and also don't be scared to step outside the box. Doing something different can also be something good.
Absolutely, especially if you're thinking about, like, you want more time freedom, you want location freedom, you wanna be able to explore the world, having multiple streams of income, and not just being tied to one employer. If you've been thinking about these things for a while, come on, what you waiting for?
Yes,
Basically,
come
the
on.
question.
Yes, definitely. Start your own business, work remotely. There's definitely options out there. But now we do have to say that there is some discipline that has to be involved because everything you see on the internet is not all fun and games. You do have to put some work in sometimes. Isn't that right, Shannon?
Mhm. You definitely do. So it's you still kinda like running a business in some cases and being an entrepreneur. Sometimes I work more hours now than I did when I was working for someone else, so that's definitely a reality.
Yes, it is a reality. It definitely is. But the good thing is you're working for yourself. You're not working for somebody else. So that's a plus. That's a good thing.
Mhm. Absolutely. So, if you're thinking about it, let's go, especially if them kids is grown.
Yes. See, yes, honey, that's where I'm at. Yes, the kids are grown. There's nothing tying me down. Why not travel? Why be tied down to one boring location? Even if you are living somewhere that's super fun, there's always things going on. Broaden your horizons, step outside, do different things, see different things. I want to see how different people live, different cultures. So just, as you get older, your wants and your needs change. Get flexible.
It does, and I've been seeing also, like, there's people out there, even with their kids still being little, they're still taking that leap and just exploring them, taking a chance to help them to explore other cultures, right? I've seen people in Thailand, in the
Yes.
Philippines, over in Europe and Spain, just taking a chance. And these are Americans, people that's from the US, and they're just like, they want to be able to see something different and expose their kids to different cultures. So now their kids are learning different languages. Just because it's not in the US doesn't mean it's bad. And we hear so many crazy things on the news, everybody. The news will have you thinking that everywhere else is horrible.
Yes.
It's just
It
not
really
livable.
will.
And that's not the truth because if it wasn't, why are there still billions of people, you know, outside of the US and still thriving, right? Still have businesses, have families, right? So you can't believe everything that you see and hear on the news. Yeah, are there parts that's bad? Of course, but there's parts that's bad in the US.
Yes, definitely. There's going to be good and bad no matter where you are, no matter where you go. But the difference is sometimes you can actually live a lot cheaper and better living abroad. I mean, just from,
Mhm.
some of the things that I've seen, like living in, like you mentioned, Thailand. I've even seen people living in Egypt and showing, their accommodations, their living, their apartment, and it's much cheaper than living in the US and it's nice. So don't count it out. Don't count it out.
Exactly. Yeah, so I don't know. For me, Aziz and I were talking about, making that move somewhere else for a while. And originally we thought about just leaving the state that we were in because honestly we kind of got sick of the cold and the snow. And we just wanted to do
Ooh.
something different. Yeah, because we have been in Illinois basically our whole lives, 40
Mhm.
plus years, and we just wanted to try something else. Were you saying something, C?
Oh, no, I was just saying, I'm agreeing with you because you're talking about the cold. Uh-oh, we lost Santella. There
Or
you go,
sound
queen.
technical difficulties here, people, but it's okay. We're gonna keep pushing through.
Oh, yes, the queen's gonna keep pushing through no matter what kind of technical difficulties we have. But yes, I can definitely agree with you on that cold because, being here in West Virginia, I'm gonna have to get used to this cold weather again. I ordered some groceries yesterday and they couldn't even be delivered properly because they couldn't make it up the hill. So the
Mm.
weather has been getting bad here and it's something I got to get used to. And it's making that digital nomad lifestyle just look even better. But let me ask you a question, Queen. So, in order for you and Aziz to put yourself in the situation where you are currently living abroad and you're just living your best life, what type of mind shift did you all have to partake in to do that? Because I'm sure, going to a different place where they speak a different language. I mean, when you're traveling there, it's one thing, but when you're actually living there, it's different. So, what type of mind shift did you all have to go through?
I think for us, we were both like just naturally inquisitive people and just adventurous a little bit as well too, where we've taken a lot of different trips and traveled to other countries, and
Mhm.
we have been to Mexico a lot over the last at least last 20 years basically. So for us, it was more so, yeah, we haven't lived there before, but we've traveled there a lot. So I think it was kind of building for a while because even when we were younger and we talked about retiring and maybe splitting our time between the US and somewhere else warmer in the winter,
Mhm.
Mexico kept coming up. Even when we
Really?
first got married, we were talking about that, when we were in our 50s and 60s, where do we want to be? But the mindset shift came when we were just watching everything rise in cost.
Mm.
Like the groceries was going up, rents, inflation was rising, but like the money we were making was staying the same. Like that wasn't changing. They had put a freeze on rents and things like that. So, even though all the cost around it was going up because, supplies were increasing. So if we had to do any renovations, labor costs were up, the paint, the tools you need, everything. So all those things was going up, but we couldn't increase the rent, right? And it was costing us more money. And then just what we were doing in our lives as far as, working our businesses. I was still working partially, um, doing event sales and management,
Mhm.
and they had told us that there would be no raises.
Mm.
No raises. They cut our bonus program. So I'm like, I actually took a pay cut. So we're looking at all these different things, like so that it started to shift even years ago for us. So it actually started to shift for us back in 2022. Just starting to think about something else and somewhere else to kind of be, because we wanted to try to combat, you know, all this money we were starting to lose because we weren't making any more additional income, but
Right.
everything else was going up. So it kind of shifted there. Just wanted to explore something different.
Mhm.
And there's always fear, but we did a lot of research when it came down to like looking at different places to be. I'm not gonna lie, I went down the rabbit hole a little
Did you?
bit.
Looking at all kinds of places, huh?
Yep. So I went on a TikTok rabbit hole because then, you start liking one video and watching something
Oh,
else about
yes.
and they just start showing you everything about living abroad. So I was looking at
Yes.
Thailand, I was looking at the Philippines. I was like, look, babe, you can get a whole mansion for $400 a month
I know that's right.
in Thailand.
Listen, you saw that things were shifting with your job and you all wanted to take things into your own hands. And look at you now. Look at you now, doing awesome and amazing, learning how to balance travel, peace, and productivity because you're out there and
Mhm.
still doing big things in Nove. Super proud to be aligned with you.
Thank you, Queen. It was, it's also that thing where both of us
Mhm.
I feel like we look at even if we fail, it's not something we can't come back from.
Oh, no.
So
And
even don't work out, we can always figure something else out. As long as we healthy and we have the ability to make a change, to move, then it'll be okay. Because honestly, I could definitely have a strong faith that God got me, right?
Yes.
Even
Yes.
if something don't go the way I think it's supposed to go, that's a lesson there. And he might be teaching me something to prepare me for something else that's coming later on down the line.
Yes. And also too, even, you know, things are going to work out because they are. But even
Mhm.
if something didn't go according to plan, I mean, just look at the experience that you all have. You know what I mean? Not many people can say that they've had that experience, and that's just that's amazing. That's something you're going to always, always, always remember. But I do have one question for you though. So, with you working abroad and everything like that, what is one of the craziest things that has happened to you since you've been there working there?
One of the craziest, I would definitely say the power outages here. That is
Really?
some of the craziest thing that's happened. So it's happened like a few times, I think, since we've been here in March.
Mhm.
Um, we kind of went through at least 4 times, right? And one time when the power went out, I was actually doing a presentation, sharing the information about what we do with Nove and
Mhm.
how to add this on as something to, additional income option and just being able to help other people with all the different services. So we were actually, Aziz and I were on with another couple, and just
Mhm.
sharing the information how we got started in it and the power went out.
Oh, wow.
So then, and then it was in the evening too. So there was no lights in the house. So I'm here with my battery operated ring light. My laptop is on. He got his ring light, and we sitting here together trying to finish this presentation. And he was like, "This is so ghetto and ratchet, but we still gonna show you this information because it's important, right?"
Yes.
But that's definitely one of the craziest things that's happened with the power definitely going out. So it happens here, where if they're using too much power on the grid, sometimes
Mhm.
I think they said the government shuts it down for a while
Oh, wow.
to kind of recoup. But it's never been for me. I haven't experienced where it's been off like for days. It's been off for like a few hours. It usually comes back on. I think the most we've experienced was about 4 to 6 hours where the power
Hey,
was off for a while. Yeah.
4 to 6 hour power outage, living out there, enjoying the scenery, the
Mhm.
people, and everything, the resort. Hey, I'll take a 4 to 6 hour power outage. No worries. I'll be here
Yeah,
when
I
you get
mean,
the lights back on.
absolutely. And I think it's too bad, like literally, because we're not too far from like the hotel zone, and the
Mhm.
hotels always have like the backup generator, so they still have power over there. So if you really want, if ladies, if you experience menopause and hot flashes and stuff, you can always go to the hotel zone, just chill out at the hotels for a while till the
The
power come back.
hotel zone. I know that's right. Hey, those hot flashes, honey, when they hit hard and heavy.
Mhm. So we're still a little spoiled here being in Cancun because it is a touristy area. So, they more so accommodate here. Now, if you were in more rural parts of Mexico and the power went off, it might
Mhm.
be off for a lot longer than 6 hours. You might be a day, couple days, right?
Ooh.
So that's just something to keep in mind when you're thinking about, you know, making that transition to another country in a different location. That these are things that are possible, right? Especially if you move into somewhere more rural, right? How far are you from the airport? How far are you from like a government building? How far are you from like a US embassy? Things to kind of think about when you're living abroad.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
far is the nearest hospital? Is it easily accessible in that hospital? Do they have speaking staff if you're not really strong in the language in the country that you're in?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely things to take into consideration.
Hmm.
Better use some Rosetta Stone and get fluent in the language. Where you going?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-mm-mm. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. I mean, that's awesome and amazing. I'm living vicariously through you. You out there living a little Netflix series, sis. I love it.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen. Well, I don't want to act like it's all glamorous and living abroad like we out here at the beach every day. That is not it. We still work. So majority of the time, like Monday, especially Monday through Friday,
Mhm.
we're in the house because we're working, right? We're
Right.
doing Zoom calls. We're helping people with services. We're doing training, we're coaching, we're mentoring. So we're still working a lot of times. Like my day starts a lot of times at 6 in the morning where I'm getting up, I'm having some time with myself and I'm praying and meditation and jumping on the Queens and prayer call. But as soon as 7:30 hit, I'm sending my follow-up messages, I'm prospecting, I'm creating my content, I'm jumping on training calls, I'm talking to clients about helping them with different services. And it goes until, we have training for the team every day
Yes.
in the evening, 7 o'clock. And then sometimes Nove, our corporate office, has a training. So a lot of days I'm going to 9 p.m. Right? So Monday through Friday, but because I'm buying back some of that time, sometimes in between I can take a step out and go sit by the pool for a little while. Or I might be able to take some calls from my phone. And if we decide to go hang out at a resort for one of those days or something like that, then I can, maybe take some calls from the beach. Right. But it's not all the time. It's kind of like here and there.
Right. No, no, no.
Mhm.
That's awesome, and that's the part of the entrepreneurial life, when you are working for yourself, I mean, you are still working, you just working for yourself, so you have to put the work in. If you wanna be able to live that digital nomad lifestyle and be out there, you gotta put that work in.
Exactly. Because they're like, well, how do you not just stay on the beach and not, and just continue to work? Well, if I still want to be able to live,
Right.
I want to be closer to the beach than I was when I was living in Illinois, then I still got to work. So that's the other thing to kind of keep in mind, right? I still want to be able to travel because, just because I'm here in Cancun don't mean I still don't want to go other places,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Yeah, I still want to travel around to other countries. I still want to have the flexibility to still come back and forth and visit family. So definitely, you still got to put that work in.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Still gotta put the work in, and, we always wanna bring up Nove, the credit and money company, and how, Nove with Nove, you can live that digital nomad lifestyle because we do work from home, um,
Mhm.
Zoom calls, training calls, meetings, and it's definitely a way that it can assist with you, if that is something you're wanting to do, live that digital nomad lifestyle or work from home.
Absolutely. So, yeah, definitely. If anyone wants to know more about what we do with Nove and the financial services that we offer and how it helped create flexibility for myself and
Yes,
my
it
family
does.
to
Yeah.
be able to live abroad, we can definitely assist you with finding out more information about it. So, yeah, just come on over, book a call with myself or Teacher or anyone from our Nove family. We'd be more than happy to share the information with you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But yeah,
Definitely share with
a
you.
lot of times when you're thinking about things, the biggest shift when you think about doing something like that, it's not physical, it's more mental than anything else. Yes, you physically have to move somewhere, but you have to get over those mental roadblocks, because staying in one place is always comfort. That's the familiarity is comfort. But you look at comfort versus your calling, right? If there's fear, then you need to look at the faith and have faith that God is going to carry you. And then you
Amen.
keep thinking of, kind of like maybe someday I'm gonna do this someday. Get out of the someday mindset and just shift that to why am I not doing this now? I can literally do this now if I wanted to. The only thing that's holding you back is you.
Yes, ma'am. There is no better time than now. No better time than now. Start. If you can't start today, write it down. Give yourself a date. Because if you don't give yourself a date to it, it's not going to get done. Start working on
Mhm.
it. Start working towards it. Come up with a plan so that way you can put things in perspective, put things in order so that way you can carry out your plan with no kinks. And even if kinks come up, because they do, just keep going towards your vision, towards your goal, what you want to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
Oh,
it started with research and then it shifted to, okay, when do we want to move by? Right. So we set a date. We said by March, we wanted to make sure we were hitting our goal of moving to Cancun. So we started with starting to purge the house, right?
yeah.
Getting rid of like all the extra things that we've been carrying back and forth from place to place for over 20 years. So we started to, declutter, right? Because our initial thought was coming up with the plan. Let's test it out. Let's Airbnb our home, put our property managers in place to manage the rental properties that we have. And then we were going to Airbnb the house. So we were like, okay, we need to, whatever we need to keep here, we'll have like a storage room that we can lock up. But we're taking all the personal items out, get another storage unit if we need it, looking into what does it take to be able to live in another country for more than a certain amount of time. Because visas typically are only good for like couple weeks, couple months, up to 6 months in some countries. So you have to really research that and see how good a travel visa is for. And if you want to stay longer than 6 months, then maybe you need to look into getting like a temporary residency. So shout out to the husband because he definitely was on top of it when it came to looking at all that stuff. And we just, had our time when we sat down, we reviewed everything together. He got the process started with filing for the temporary residency and getting a visa and finding someone here in Mexico that was going to assist us with getting all that done once we got here because there was two parts. We had to do things there in Chicago. And then we
Hmm.
got here, we had to continue on the process of filing for that temporary residency. So it takes some research, but you come up with a plan and you give it to God and ask God to help you, He gonna bless you, right?
Yes.
It's not about asking for permission, it's being obedient to what He's been putting on your heart. And if you're being obedient to it, He's naturally gonna help you with that.
Yes. Yes. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that. I'm in agreement with you, Queen. If there's something that you want to do and it's truly, truly bent on your heart, then that's a sign that you need to do it. And if you can't, like again, if you can't start it today, then start your plan to put it in place.
Hmm. Absolutely. And then another thing to think about, right? If you're moving, it has to be for the right reason when you're
Mm,
thinking about living abroad. So if you're running from something or you just trying to escape from something, you know, just because you move locations don't mean you're gonna find peace.
right. That is so
No,
true.
that's not what that is.
No.
So that's something you definitely have to kind of really embrace the lifestyle. It's got to be more something that's aligning with your purpose. And I've always, when I was even a kid coming up, I always said I wanted to live in different states and different countries and travel. I really wanted to travel. That was like a dream of mine to be able to have that flexibility to travel all around. I said I was going to be the rich auntie.
Hey, Queen, and you know what? You keep it up, and that rich auntie is coming, and it's going to be you. Okay, I believe
Hmm.
it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Run the world, Cream. But it's just amazing the things that you can do when you allow God in it, when you allow God to help you. Um, and I agree with you. I think that was a gem. I hope someone picked that up when you said, don't think that moving here or there is going to change your problems or change your situation. If you want to be at peace, you have to find that within yourself. You have to be at peace with yourself before you pick up and move. Because if you pick up and move, whether that's abroad, whether that's down the street, until you deal with the things that are within you, you're going to take those problems with you. So if you're going to move abroad, let's move abroad and be peaceful, serene, enjoy it. And the only stress you have is what you have to do for your job to make money, whether that's being an entrepreneur or if you're working remotely.
Absolutely. I mean, because I've definitely noticed that even when like switching, changing jobs, just talking to people, like this person has a problem over here, and they're like, well, these people that I'm working with is crazy. But then you go to another place, and then you saying the same thing. Well, these people at this new job is crazy. And then you go to another place. These people over here is crazy.
It might be you,
Is
honey.
this people crazy, or is this something in you that's drawn out the crazy, right? Like, is it your energy or is it everybody else? Because it's the one common factor in all these different scenarios is you, right? Sometimes you gotta take a look in the mirror and be like, maybe I'm the problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe it's me.
You said maybe it's me. Yeah, maybe it's me. Maybe I got the problem. Oh gosh. But that's a whole nother topic.
Sips tea.
Right.
We're not gonna. That's a whole nother live, y'all. We're not gonna go there.
Yes, we might go there later on in life, but not today. Not today. We're gonna stick to the digital nomad lifestyle and how Nove can help with that. You know, because Chantella, you are running your business from Cancun. I'm running my business from West Virginia. You know, you can run your business from anywhere. It is a business in a box. Financial services, pretty much anything you could think of financially, we have access to. So if you are interested in, you know, working from home or having an extra stream of income, it is something that, you know, we could definitely help you with. You can reach out to myself, Satitra Booker, C Booker on Facebook, or Chantella Shabazz, any member of our heavy hitter team, Go Getters, or Nove family. It is definitely something you want to look into and consider if you are thinking about starting a business.
Yes, definitely, definitely. I want to ask you too, teacher, because you're prepping yourself and getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a digital nomad. You have already made that move from North Carolina to West Virginia. Why did you decide to make that move? From North Carolina back to West Virginia.
Well, the reason why I decided to make the move is because I have a home here in West Virginia. My mother passed away and left the home to me, and the home has just been sitting. It's just been sitting and sitting and sitting. And I was living in North Carolina, and I just thought, you know, I do want to be able to live the digital nomad lifestyle. I do want to be able to travel, but I need more streams of income. So
Mhm.
the money that I would have been putting into rent, I'm saving that money, putting that into my mother's house. So that way, like you, I can either Airbnb or possibly rent it out. So that way I can travel and have that, you know, I still have a 9 to 5. So I work remotely and then I have my Nove business. And then if I have that, that's just another stream of income that will fund me living wherever I choose to be. If I choose to be in North Carolina for a month, go, out west because it's beautiful out there. I would love to go to like on the Oregon coast, different places out that
Mhm.
way. So just that's basically my plan. I'm putting a plan in place and I'm executing my plan. And prayerfully, if everything goes the way I'd like it to, within a year, I'll be able to hit that road and be out there and enjoying the scenery and maybe making my way down towards Mexico to sit on the beach and do an episode of Tips and Tea live with you, Queen. So
Oh, I'm ready. Let's go. Yes,
yes,
Queen. I
ma'am.
love that. And like Satisha said, she's already started her plan. Okay, now she started the plan. Did you set the date?
I did not set a date, but I did say that I want it to happen in 2026.
Hmm.
So I think I would be able to give myself, because I want to give myself a realistic date. Once we get into the nitty gritty and I find out, how long it's going to take for the repairs and things to be completed with my mom's house, then I can gauge it better as far as when that date is going to be. But trust me, it's going to be in 2026.
All right, y'all heard it here first on Tips and Tea Live.
Yes, yes, yes. Y'all will see
No,
me out and about, and I'll let you know where I'm at. I might be somewhere every week. You never know.
right? That's the real digital nomad life right there. Well, it doesn't necessarily look like you have to be in another country. You could be traveling from state to state, right? Exploring the US more. Because the US is beautiful. When you go to different cities, different states within the US, there's some very beautiful locations, right? You got the Oregon Trail, like Cecitra mentioned. You got Colorado, you got California, you got Florida, you got the South, just
Hmm.
so many different, you know, we say cultures in different countries, but there's different cultures right here in the US.
Yes. 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 Just, I mean, there's just so many different places that I've wanted to go that I've never been. And
Mhm.
my kids are grown. My baby is 19. And my oldest son, he'll be 27. So why not? Why not travel, see some things that I wasn't able to see when I was younger? And hey,
Mhm.
now I can travel and do it all by myself and have fun. So yeah, just looking forward to that. Looking forward to being able to wake up and seeing different scenery, being different places. Super
Yeah,
excited.
I'm excited for you. And she's not by herself, everybody. She got Quincy. She got her fur baby that's gonna be with
Oh
her.
well, yes. I got my sidekick, my security now. I got my security.
Mm-hmm. He don't play about Miss Cebu, everybody, just to let you all know. He don't play. Look, you
No,
need to go ahead and start that YouTube channel for Quincy's journey that's getting ready to start. We're gonna say, where is Quincy at this week?
Quincy's journey. Hey, that could be another stream of income. People love animals. And Quincy,
They
he's a
do.
cutie and he does some crazy things. So that might be an idea. See?
We be thinking. We be thinking. We be thinking.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm just gonna check the audience here to see if you guys have any questions. Let us know. Have you thought about being a digital nomad yourself, or just moving to a different state, trying something different? Thoughts about moving to a different country? Let us know. We would love to hear from you all. But yeah, I'm trying to get to the beach more days. Definitely. We
Yes,
working on it. We working on it.
honey. But shoot, hearing those waves, whoo, that's so peaceful.
hmm It definitely is. It opens up your mind to think differently too
Hmm.
when you're surrounded by things like that versus getting stuck in like the routine and the mundane. Like it kind of sometimes you feel like, "Ugh, I feel like I'm blocked. I can't be creative." Like you be feeling stuck sometimes. So even just taking a step outside and going for a walk, that could really shift your focus and change the way you think about things and bring answers to you that you might have been not thinking of because you just been stuck in the same routine and doing the same thing over and over again. So look, if you feel stuck like that, sometimes just go outside, take a walk.
Yes, ma'am.
Take a
Yes.
walk, go on a weekend trip. Just think about things a little differently.
Yes, ma'am. Take a walk, get in your car, go for a ride.
Mhm.
That's one thing I do when I feel stuck. I'll get in the car and just go for a ride. Just get out, change the scenery, listen to some music, clear my mind. And you know what? I had some. Let me ask you a couple more questions because we just got to talking and I completely forgot about my questions I had for you. Just enjoying your conversation, Queen. But
No problem.
huh? Yes, honey. Let's see here. What is one part of the lifestyle that people glamorize that actually is work with your nomadic lifestyle?
I think I kinda touched on it a little bit where it's like, people thinking that I'm living on the beach every day,
Got
which is definitely not the case. It's more so, do I go to the beach now more than I'm here?
yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Did touch on it.
Versus when I was in Chicago, absolutely. There was times, I'm going into the city every day to go to work, and I'm driving right past the lake and the beach all the time and can't stop and sit and enjoy it because I'm working or I'm commuting several hours just to get back home. So being here and being closer to it also opened up opened it up to where now I can definitely enjoy that a little bit more. But again, I still have to work, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
it is not living on the beach. I'm not on vacation. Right? People think like living in another country, especially like a tropical country
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's warm all the time, that you're like on vacation and you're going on excursions and you just chilling and reading a book on the beach. No, we're still working.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Is there any you knew before you started your journey with this lifestyle?
Things I think I wish I would have known that I wish I would have did it sooner.
Mm,
Like I've seen so many families here that are from other countries, right? And they've opened up their kids to just being able to learn differently, being immersed in the culture to learn a different language. So I wish I would have got started sooner.
I could
I wish I
definitely
would. Yeah.
see
If you
that's.
said something, I couldn't hear you. I think it was breaking up.
Oh no, I was just saying I could definitely see why you're saying that because I mean, if you had started sooner, with your daughter, she could have, learned two languages, different things, learn two languages. But I
Mhm.
see what you're saying. Just growing up with that and being able to have that experience and just the different cultures.
Yeah. Sometimes you get raised a certain way and you see things like a certain way, like we're supposed to go to school, go to college, get the job, you know, get married, have kids. There's a certain order
Right.
that we do things, and then here and there you take a couple trips, take family vacations, you know, do some trip with your friends, but you always come back to the same thing, right? And just feeling like, man, I wish I would have had that on my heart sooner to be able to think about something like that where it doesn't take a whole lot to actually live in a different country because you spend the same amount of money,
Right.
right?
Right.
Some cases you're spending less money. Like we actually spend less money here in Mexico than we do in the US, just from the day to day, expenses of, utilities and food and travel and things like that. So we actually spending less money being here. But to just getting out of my way of thinking like this is how it's supposed to be,
Hmm.
right? Versus the world is literally your oyster. You have so many different options. You
Yeah.
don't have to necessarily do this one thing. You have choices.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Life is all about choices. Mm-mm-mm.
Yes. So yeah, the only person in your way is you. That's what I've learned over the years, that when it comes down to it, I can't literally blame anyone else. Like, yes, things happen in my life, things happen to me. I've messed up, I've done things, but at the end of the day, I still have a choice to change it. Like, I don't have to continue to keep doing the same thing over and over again if I don't like it and I'm not happy.
No, you don't. You can choose to change. You can choose to do different things. Yes. I love it. I love it. I mean, sometimes just a simple choice can change the trajectory of your life, change a lot of things. Um One choice that I made in my life that I was really fearful about, but I'm so glad I did it, was leaving West Virginia and moving to Charlotte.
Hmm.
That was something I was always scared to do. I was scared to leave, and I'm so glad I did it because it just gave me just a different perspective. Being around different people, being around different cultures, and I think that's one of the reasons why I want to travel so much.
Hmm.
And I'm just thankful I had that experience. And had I not made that choice, I don't know where I would be today. And I'm just thankful that I made that choice because mm, faith over fear. That's all I'm gonna say. If there's anybody out there that's struggling with something and it keeps just nagging at you to do something, go ahead and do it. Faith over fear, because I'm saying God will see you through. And sometimes you will be amazed at what happens. And sometimes
Mhm.
making that choice can give you the peace that you've been looking for. So we're just gonna
Amen to
stay
that, queen.
right there.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna summarize this up. So you've been thinking about it. Come up with the plan, then put action behind it. Like the teacher said, you gotta set a date. Set a date. You can't just keep talking about it, talking about it, talking about it. You gotta set a date. You gotta start doing things. Like it might
Yeah.
be little steps that you're taking, but once you start doing them little steps, eventually you get to the bigger items, and it keeps growing, and then you make the move, right? So you got to start somewhere, and it might not be as fast as you think it's going to be. So even when the expectation doesn't get met, that doesn't mean that you need to cancel everything,
No.
right? It just means that it's not happening right now. Don't mean it's never going to happen. You just got to keep working towards that goal if that's what you really want to do.
Yes.
So, put that plan in place, put some action behind it, set the date, you know, create the multiple streams of income that's going to support you. We definitely have some options here for you at Nove. It definitely helps support mobility, even mindset. We
Yes.
we do it all here, right? And
Yes.
just know you can live anywhere. With some preparation and some purpose and prayer, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yes,
Whatever
ma'am.
you want to do. As long as it's in alignment with your purpose. If you're trying to be toxic and do something crazy, good
Yeah.
luck to you.
No, no, no. She said, "Good luck to you." Yeah, no, no, nothing crazy, nothing crazy.
Eventually, all this stuff catch up, right?
Yes, no, we all about positive motion, moving forward, changing your mindset, and bigger and better things. Not looking back.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. No matter what you're building, as long as that life is matching your dreams, baby, cheers to you.
Yes, honey.
Cheers.
Cheers to your next level. Yes, ma'am. And again, if you ever need anything, any assistance, we are definitely here to help. We definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you are watching live, drop a 1 in the chat. If you're watching a replay, drop a 2 in the chat. And please like, follow, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, Tips and Tea Live.
Yes, yes. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all next week because the Queen's got things to do,
Yes,
as
we
you
do.
know. Yes, yes.
Everybody
Many
have a
blessings,
blessed
everybody.
and have a happy, blessed Tuesday. Was there any? I didn't see any questions or anything. Did you?
No, I didn't see any questions, but yeah, if you want more information on how to, live that digital nomad lifestyle, start a business, get in your LLC, definitely tap in, let us know, and we'll help you get started.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
everybody. See you next